Hi, and welcome back to Changing Phases Tarot on YouTube. It's so great to have you here with me today. So today's reading is the 2021 yearly overview reading for all of the signs. So I'll be pulling one card from the Tarot of the Divine deck, and that will be the overall energy for the whole year for the sign. And then each month I will pull one card from the Good Tarot deck for the overall energy for that particular month. Just a reminder, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate. If you're interested in getting a personal reading with me, all of the information can be found in the description box below this video. And just a note also about the year itself. So 2021 is, adds up in numerology to a 5, and a 5 year has to do with personal freedom, has to do with choices. And then 2021 is also an angel number, right? And it means faith too. So it could be quite a significant year as far as personal growth, spiritual growth for many people. And it's also the International Year of Peace and Trust, right? The United Nations has declared it the International Year of Peace and Trust. So I'm hoping for a very peaceful or very prosperous year for all of you. Just a big thank you once again for subscribers, for those of you who just sort of stumbled upon me here today as well. It's great to have each and every one of you here, and I'm sending you all much peace, love, and light. All right, I'll stop for now and see each of the signs in a minute for the video. Hi Aries, hope you're doing well. I'm here to get into your 2021 overview. So the card that came out for you from the see, I have two separate decks here. So from the deck that I'm using, which is the Tarot of the Divine, right, for the overall energy, you have Major Arcana, the Fool. This is the 0 of the Major Arcana, so brand new beginnings, right? The Fool has to do with taking that leap of faith, right? Starting on a brand new cycle in your life. And the Fool, goes from the 0 card all the way through to the World card, which is number 21, the end of the Fool's journey. So new beginnings starting up for you here. And if I can, let me just read for this particular card, because this deck is a little different. This Tarot of the Divine, each card is linked with a folklore or fairy tale from around the world. And this particular card, the Fool, it's linked with the Little Mermaid from Denmark, so a Danish fairy tale. And it just says that the Fool rests on the pinnacle of a decision. She's ready to dive out of her subconscious and into the physical world, to transform from an animal into a human. She's carefree and excited by a new life, regardless of warnings. So beginnings, possibilities, free spirit, and innocence. So yeah, very similar messages to the the traditional tarot deck, what we would think of as the energies of the Fool, but there is this linkage to this Danish folk fairy tale. So that's your overall energy. Now let's go through each month. Okay, as you can see, I've already pulled all the cards here for each month of the year. So you start off the year with the 9 of Earth. So this is the 9 of Pentacles, and you actually have quite a lot of earth energy in your spread. You have 1, 2, 3, you have 4 earth energy cards. You have 1, 2, 3 air energies, 1 water, and 1, 2, 3 major arcanas. Okay, so the 9 of Earth, this usually, we think of it as being like the independent person card. So it's the bachelor, bachelorette, very self-sufficient, self-reliant, doesn't need anybody else, right, to make it. It's basically, you've put in the hard work and effort, and you've made it all the way up to the 9. Obviously, 10s in the tarot are endings, completions, right, culminations, and you actually have the 10 coming up in your spread. But the 9, it's like you're nearly there. You've worked hard, put in the time and effort, and you've created the type of life that you've always envisioned for yourself. So, you have the money in the bank, you live by yourself, you're paying your own rent, however it applies to you, there's quite a good amount of financial stability and self-reliance with the Nine of Earth card. So with this starting out the year, right, you could be starting out 2021 on the right foot, right, with a great sort of financial stability for you as you start off the year. And it immediately comes into February with some type of decision that needs to be made, right? You have the Two of Air, so this is the Two of Swords, it would be. And air energy has to do with our thoughts. It has to do with, it's very cerebral energy, right? It's our mind. It's also how we get those thoughts across to other people. So it's communication. And this oftentimes is referred to as like, this mental kind of stagnation card, because it implies that there's a decision that needs to be made, but for whatever reason, you feel as though you're incapable of making that decision. You don't have all the information. You're not seeing the situation clearly. So there's something that needs to be decided upon, but you're feeling as though you're unable to do that, right? There's a blockage here. It could have to do with, in the month of March, we have the Justice card coming in. So there could be something to do with a legal matter. It could also have to do with, something to do with like a contract, signing a contract. This is major arcana energy. So very significant, very powerful energy. The Justice card comes in. If there was something that wasn't clear, she is now coming in here holding the sword of truth. So there's truth coming to light. There's justice being, right, we have the scales of justice here being balanced out. So there's, it's also a very karmic card. The Justice card it's like that karmic evening out of of something, of a situation. If you have been unfairly treated in the past, this is now things, being evened out and going in your favor. If you do have some type of legal matter, usually when the Justice card comes out, it is positive. There's something that goes in your favor here. You could also be dealing with Libra, right? This is associated with the sign of Libra. We did have air energy, actually have air energy on both sides of this card, which could be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So Libra coming in quite strongly here. But after it, there's a healing involved, right? You have for the month of April, the Four of Air, which is, again, Four of Swords, which does speak of some type of healing after a battle, right? The card that comes immediately before this in the deck, the Three of Air, the Three of Swords, it is a difficult energy. It's a card of feeling, disappointment. It can also be like a third party or three-party situation. So there's some type of healing with the Four of Air, but it's also about retreating, taking time out. This can be healing mentally, physically, emotionally from a situation, but it's needing to retreat, to take that time out in order to heal, right? To give yourself time to reflect, to heal before moving on. And you do have like major endings coming in by the middle of the year. That in the month of May, we have major arcana. This is the wheel, Fortune's wheel. So number 10 of the major arcana. This is linked with the sign of Sagittarius. So you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. But the Fortune's wheel is all about, again, things, going around and finally coming up in your favor. Because we sort of understand that, in life, many times we can find ourselves like on the downturn of the wheel when things aren't going our way. And it seems like, it's just one thing after another. And then all of a sudden, there's a shift and it's like we're on the uptake. So things aren't always going to be bad, right? There is going to be this change or shift to finally, it's this very fortunate divine timing, this turning of the wheel, things going in your favor, followed by another 10, the 10 of Earth. This is more Earth energy, but it's the culmination, right? I was talking about over here with the 9 of Earth, nearly being at the ending. This is like the ending of a cycle. And sometimes it's referred to as like the inheritance card. It's that generational type energy, right? Usually to get all the way up to the 10 of Earth, you don't accrue that much wealth and, sort of possessions overnight. It's usually handed down. So from one generation to the next, generational wealth, generational type, stability here. And you can see the woman, she has this huge chest full of treasure there, and everything is very stable, very abundant for her. But there's an ending here, right? And after the 10, usually it goes back around to the ace. So the ace of Pentacles or of Earth, which is new beginnings. Could be a new way for you to make money, right? Could also be like a lump sum of money coming in. So there's great change in your fortune to do with money. It could come after this, either a court case or some type of evening out of the scales here. But it's bringing, by the time you get through the first 6 months of the year, there's a progression. You're in a better financial position than you were at the start of the year, and you're not in a bad one at the start of the year either, but there's some type of evening out, things going in your favor here by the time you hit the midpoint of the year. Now, moving on to the second half, you have, for the month of July, the Six of Water. This is the Six of Cups, which is a very nostalgic card, right? It's a card of looking back on the path, nostalgia, sort of reminiscing on when you were a child, or, past relationships, past friendships. Can also be that past life type of energy as well, right? So past life connections. It can be dealing with the past, going back to a place from the past, or going back to where you used to live, where you were brought up when you were a child. But, on the cautionary side, the Six of Water reminds us not to look back on everything with such rose-tinted glasses, because, oftentimes we tend to look back on the past and only recall like the positive, the good things. It also asks us to, if you're looking back, look back on it realistically, right? Not just on the positive, but look back on the situation or that relationship or, connection in a very realistic way. But there could be some type of link to the past. If it does have to do with, we have the generational wealth there. There could be something to do with family, possibly. But again, immediately after this, you have such great energy coming in for you. The next month, you have Major Arcana number 19, the Sun, right? And 19, 1 and 9 adds up to 10 as well, right? So and then reduces back down to a 1, which is a new beginning, it's an ace. But the Sun is probably the most positive card in the entire deck. And I love how this depiction of the Sun is just so beautiful, with all the sunflowers, and it's all just so golden, and she looks so beautiful in the card. And it's, it's so positive. It's things going in your way, things going in your favor. It's good health, vitality. If there was a situation or something that you were waiting for an answer on, and the Sun comes in to just give you a big yes. So there's and it's also healing, right? So there's healing, vitality, growth. It also brings enlightenment. The Sun comes out to shine on a situation, right? So it can clarify, bring clarity or to a situation. So if there is something to do with the past, right, it's positive. So if there is some type of going back or revisiting something, it works out, right? Because there's sort of this progression, and it's everything that comes after it is very positive here. Moving on to September, we have more Earth energy with the Three of Earth. And usually the Three of Pentacles or Three of Earth, it can have to do with having reached like a short-term goal, short-term milestone, and then, either stopping to plan, differently, or tweak our plans, but kind of reevaluating, what do we need to do to move from this Three of Earth all the way up to the 10 of Earth, right? Are we going in the right direction? Do we need to change anything? It can also have to do with partnerships, like partnering up with others to, to get to wherever it is that we're trying to get to. So you could be partnering with others, working with other people, could be people from the past following the Six of Cups energy. But threes in the tarot are also cards of growth. So growth, expansion, so some type of expansion in your in the work field, or in you know, how you earn money. And it's followed by, for the month of October, the Queen of Air. So this would be the Queen of Swords. So you might be dealing with an older air sign individual, could be male or female, even though she shows up here as a female. The court cards are not gender specific in these general readings. So male or female, but air energy. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. And oftentimes she is referred to as like the divorced woman card. She's can come across as a little too direct, a little bitter. But more than anything, I mean, she speaks her truth. She's very honest, right? So if you're dealing with this person, this is a very honest type of individual. If this is you taking on the energy of the Queen of Air, you're just coming across as somebody who really knows what they want, right? You're getting your point across, you're communicating well. And she's also, you know, she's very creative. She's good at coming up with ideas, and more than anything, communication. So communicating those ideas to other people. We also have this beautiful white owl here. So, you know, this wisdom and knowledge that's getting communicated here, either by yourself or somebody's coming to, you know, communicate, to provide you with some great knowledge. And it's leading to November and December. I'll just kind of hold these up at the same time. November, you have the World card. So you have the Fool from a different deck as your overall energy. But by the time you get to the end of 2021, and this is card number 21, major endings, right? The World is an ending to a very long cycle. So closing out one chapter in your life, right? But ready to begin a brand new one, ready to start all over again with the Zero card as the Fool, right? To begin upon a brand new journey. And December brings offers of this can be, if it's a job, this could be a new job offer, a new way for you to make money. This could also be, if it's a relationship, you know, a relationship that has growth potential, that has staying power, because this Messenger or Knight of Earth, Knight of Pentacles, it's usually, you know, somebody who brings in an offer, and it's one that has staying power, that has longevity, right? Earth energy, out of all of the Knights, the Knight of Earth is the slowest moving. It's the slow and steady wins the race type of energy. Could be dealing here with, so more Earth, so Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But it's, you know, it's that real tangible type of energy. So if it is a relationship, it's one that is definitely going to grow and stay, or, you know, there's staying power. If this is a job, there's growth potential. And it could be with this World, you could be closing out a chapter and then, you know, beginning a brand new one in a different position. So maybe this is you kind of leveling up, you know, beginning a new position as a manager, or, you know, a director in a different capacity than what you have been performing. But it's, you know, overall, you have an amazing year. I mean, there are changes, there's good fortune, could be things going in your favor with the Justice card, the Sun. Again, there's very positive energy coming in. There's a lot of growth potential surrounding your finances, right? We have the 9, the 10 of Pentacles, the Messenger of Pentacles, so this Knight of Pentacles. So a lot of growth surrounding that. So, you know, if this is to do more with the way that you make money and the type of job that you have, you know, your career, there's definitely growth potential this year for you to either expand sort of what your current role is or position, right? Or to sort of move into a different position, you know, like grow as far as, you know, moving into a higher position. But however you look at it, I mean, it's very, it's all very positive, right? And has to do with, you know, There's a lot of dedication surrounding, for example, like that messenger of earth. And then very positive energy with the major arcanas that you have. I mean, you have 4 major arcanas, but 4 very positive, you know, to do with major change and growth. So looks like an amazing year. So I do hope that the messages have helped. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful 2021. Bye for now.